soiree's attention. They want the date so bad.
Woo! You gotta go with your own heart.
I don't like this person. I don't like anything that they're doing right now.
How would you rate Dom's physical appearance?
Anything can happen.
And make sure you tune in. Subscribe. Go do it. I'm watching.
Hello, friends.
Oh, we're doing this again.
It's time for the spectacular.
Oh, I'm excited.
A jumbo series of live shows.
Cool.
With guests whom you all know.
We sure do.
We got all you need in the TV Co app, which is free. We're talking everyday life with BB alums, old school, new school. It's all epic fun.
Fun.
So let's get started, friends, because us three got a lot to discuss.
We do.
It's time to enjoy the show.
It is.
Let's see who'll be joining us.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Guess who's enjoying the intro?
Hooray!
It's me, and I'm sorry, Nicole, I tried for you, but we got guests. We gotta start the show. Go, Nicole, start the show. Start it now.
Fine.
Hello, Nicole. Hello.
Hello, Eric. Hello, and hello, friends.
Hello, friends, and how are you doing on this fabulous Friday, Nicole?
I am doing well. I am doing all right. How are you doing? I like that outfit.
What? Why? Okay.
What? I do. I like that entire look. I love the green. I like the hat. I think it looks really good.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. I found my hat from
Tony.
Tony that supports inclusivity and friendship that Nicole gave me. I love this hat. You know what else is inclusive and amazing, Nicole?
I know what is the Hello Friends community.
They are. And it's when you guys follow wherever you're watching this show, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, even YouTube. Follow, like, subscribe. It's a really great way to help support our shows, as is becoming a member of the Hello Friends community in the free TV Co app so that you can be part of the interactive features of our shows, like the several you will be getting to be a part of on this show. Of course, sharing the show is another great way to help support them. Share now, let everybody know that we are live, or after the show, share it and let people know if you think they would like it. There's going to be a lot of debates on this show, so I have a feeling there's going to be people you're going to want to share this show with. Of course, if you're having trouble finding us wherever we are live, or my socials, Nicole's socials, or what our schedule for shows is, because we are live every day, you can head over to hellofriendspod.com, click on that Find Us Live page, and you'll get our schedule and all that great information.
Of course, and in all those locations, make sure you're checking out previous shows. A lot of people have been asking us, where is Fessy? Where is Josh? Where is Sam? We've had so many amazing people on the show. Check them out. Hello Friends everywhere. And our previous shows this past week with Christy and Caitlin were two really, really great ones that I loved.
I know. I am thinking of what I'm going to do in my soul contract in my next go round. I'm thinking I'm going to be hot. I want to be rich.
I would say you already got the hot down pat. I'm liking this look. I'm feeling it.
All right, get off my jock. All right, here's the deal, Nicole. Now, you, I feel like, are taking us back to 1990 this week, or easily several a year ago.
How so?
Because, you are the curator. You are the person that, comes up with a lot of the polls and ideas and the interactive features of the shows. And you were really passionate this week about what you wanted to talk about. So much so that I was like, Nicole, I know you've not been feeling well and you have a fever. I don't know why we're acting like these are new things. But you were like, no, they are new to the Hello Friends community. We have not talked about stuff like this with the Hello Friends community yet. And I want them to weigh in on it all and listen.
Yes. And I think a lot of what sparked it was, what was it, last week or so, I wore a brown sweater and a brown hat, and everybody, yourself included, claimed that it was orange. Orange, darn it. It depends like how it films and how it picks up. And I see already with this show, a lot of people in the various chats saying that my jacket appears rust, it appears red, it appears orange. And I just think it's a very interesting debate how things are filmed differently, but also are perceived differently. So I've been very much on the trajectory of optical illusions, auditory illusions, and all that fun stuff.
Okay, I do love that. And I cannot wait to get into these debates. I was very passionate about them before.
Yes.
And I am very passionate about them now.
Thank you. I'm glad you are. I want to begin, if we're able to, with a tweet that I put out. It's my most recent tweet. And I saw it on the Twitter, and I was like, yeah, it's a guy running. Like, okay, I don't understand what I'm looking at. And then I zoomed in and was like, whoa, Nelly. And this is what started the whole everybody on Twitter saying, there it is. Everybody on Twitter saying, I want to see this. I have to look at this. We should discuss this on shows more. And I'm like, you guys are in luck. We are discussing these all throughout the show tomorrow. And this is more just our segue into it. Eric, what do you see when you look at this picture of a snowy scene?
Okay. When I look at this picture of a snowy scene,
Yes.
which I, thanks to the Hello Friends community, I feel like we have to post it in the Hello Friends community as well.
Okay.
Because I want to pull it up bigger for me. But it's a man in the woods.
So you see a man running into or out of the woods, correct?
I was stalling so that I could pull it up bigger for myself. Okay. Wow, that is a crazy ass optical illusion. I saw a man running into the woods, but I now do see it as a dog running at me.
Yes. And so I saw this tweet. Somebody had tweeted it out and was like, at first you see a man running. And I thought maybe it was a video clip or something. And I'm like, what are they saying? So I clicked on it. And you have no idea how long I stared at this photo. I'm like, I do not get it. You're telling me to stare at this man. I see a man. What am I looking at? And then upon zooming in, I realized it is actually a dog running out of the forest. And I think this is the beginning of a beautiful show of arguments. See, you and I were starting on the same page. We both see man running in, dog running out. But this is where the mess begins.
Okay.
And I'm so afraid to even bring it up because I get very passionate about the things that we're about to discuss. And I know they may be older viral sensations, but like you said, they are new to the Hello Friends community. They are new arguments, new debates. They were rehashed in my household. In my researching them between myself and my sisters and my parents, very fiery debates as to how one person could see one thing or hear one thing. So I do want to begin with those of you that may be familiar with the infamous dress.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Okay, here it is. Now, Eric,
You're gonna make me angry. I can already tell I'm getting angry. Go ahead.
Okay. When you look at this lovely, lovely dress,
Yep.
can you tell me what 2 or 3 or 4, I don't want to pigeonhole you, what colors you see, my friend?
I'd like to know what colors you see first.
I can already tell. I see clear as a bell, black and blue.
You are full of shit.
No, I'm not. Eric, the dress is black and blue. There is more blue.
It is white and gold.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I need to explain. I need to hear you explain how you see it. Explain to me where you see white.
I'm going to explain to you the way I see it right now. What do you see right there? So you're telling me you see blue and black?
Blue and black, like dark blue, dark black.
Bullshit. That is white and gold.
Okay. Ooh, I see everybody in the chat. We have a lot of white and golds. We have a lot of blue and blacks. We have some blue and golds. I will say if I try with my darndest to see it, I can maybe see a goldish tint to the black. So if someone said this is a blue and black dress with like a gold shimmer, that I would agree with. I'm like, oh yeah, it has a little bit of a shimmer to it. But I do not see white in any way, shape, or form.
And here's the thing, because I know the pictures that we have coming up,
Yeah.
it blows my mind to think that you can see it the other way.
It blows my mind to think that you could see it the other way. When you look around the dress, the background, what color is the background?
White.
Okay, so mine's has a very yellow tint.
Okay, yellowish, white.
So we're
Yellowish
able to
white.
perceive the lighting correctly. So here's the thing. I see a lot of people in the chat with very various opinions. So what we did was we had polled the Hello Friends community in the TV Co-app, and we asked them, do you see the controversial blue and black? Do you see the controversial white and gold? Or maybe, because I won't, shoot down the people that maybe see it differently, do you see different colors entirely? Do you not see any? Can you see it both ways? Maybe. I know some people can trick their mind, which all power to you, can see it both ways. And how is that possible that more of you see it white and gold? I will fight you all. I'm so mad.
So these are the Hello Friends community poll results. Wow. I'm surprised 41% of people are saying that they see it that way. That's ridiculous.
I would think the blue and black would be more. I really would. So right now we have the majority of people, 50%, see the white and gold, which I don't see any way, shape, or form. Blue and black, 41%. And then we have 8% who see it both ways, which I do believe. I think you can trick your brain to see it in different lightings. I know with the next image we're going to show later, my sister can see both. But nobody sees other colors, which is interesting because, like I said, somebody in the chat did say they saw blue and gold. So I'm shocked nobody voted for seeing other colors. So I guess in a sense it does show that people are pretty halfway split in what they perceive, which confused me greatly. However, Nicole, being the smart individual that she is,
Okay.
I did some research.
Okay.
And what they explained in this research, I'm not going to get into the scientific craziness of this, but what they said in this article is it has to do with our perception of lighting and our perception of wavelengths. So the one thing that I thought was very interesting that they described is people that are maybe night owls and are up later and are used to the dark and are used to more artificial lighting, they tend to see the blue and the black because they perceive things with that, I guess you would say, filter over it, if that makes sense. Whereas people that are early birds and they're used to natural sunlight and natural daylight, they perceive the dress more as white and gold, which would make sense because my sister sees it clear as a bell as white and gold, and she is a early bird. So I thought it was very interesting. They were discussing it's more so your exposure. So obviously perceptions or how we perceive things or how we're conditioned. A lot of it has to do with what you're exposed to. So if you're somebody that is exposed to a lot of artificial, you'll see it more in an artificial light. If you're somebody who's exposed to more natural light, you'll see it in a natural light. So what's next to us right now is an actual side-by-side saturation, I guess you would say, of what the other brain sees. So for those of you that see blue and black, that's what the white and gold people see. And for those of you that see white and gold, that's what the blue and black people see. Eric, you seem very confused.
I do not understand how people can see it better. I'd see it different. Like, I don't understand how we see things differently.
But see, even looking at this split where they like I said, saturate it and separate the lighting, the white and gold one, I would still argue that's a light blue dress under intense yellow light. So even looking at that photo, I'm like, that's still not white.
Okay.
You're not convinced. But do you know the actual
the blue and black version, I feel like that's more blue and goldish. Like, to me, the white on to me, on the left, the
Okay.
white part becomes blue on the right, and the gold part on the left becomes, I guess, what we're calling black, but I would say it's just a not lit gold.
a not lit gold? I
Yeah, I see
know.
what you're saying. Like, the photo on the left is just very well lit, and the photo on the right is not, which I understand the photos are being manipulated to
Yes,
help
so you see it.
people try and see it. But again, still, I don't understand how you can look at it and get blue in any way.
I look at it and I perceive blue. But do you
What color's
agree
behind me?
the color behind you is like a teal?
Okay.
How does that help us?
I don't know.
What color's behind me?
White.
It's more like an eggshell, my friend.
Okay.
No, but do you believe that it might have something to do with being like an early bird or a night owl? Because you, as somebody who sees the white gold, they would argue that you're more around natural daylight and morning. Do you think that's true?
I mean, I guess, who am I to mock science?
See, my thing is, I would argue it's very much correct because myself being a night owl, I think I am used to seeing things in the dark and perceiving them under a artificial nighttime light. So I see the blue black, which, for the record, the dress itself was blue and black.
How do we know? Maybe the person seeing it is stupid.
No, like the actual dress in person is blue and black.
Which is being described. How do you know that? From a picture?
No, like in person. So like they would have a white and gold person like yourself visit the dress and go, "Oh damn, that's blue and black."
I don't, but show me that person.
Wow, you just blew my mind. See, this brings up a very valid argument that me and my sister always talk about. It goes into you don't know. So when you're talking
No.
to somebody and it's like, "Oh wow, that sunset is so beautiful. Look at the pinks, look at the yellows." I might also be seeing pink and yellow, but how do I know it's the same pink and yellow you're seeing? Do you know what I mean? Like, we could both call this a brown jacket, but brown might look very different to me than it does to you.
And it might look different depending on if you're watching this show on a $4,000 monitor, a $10,000 Apple monitor, a $1,500 iPhone, or if you're projecting it onto a TV screen in your bedroom. Like, that all also factors into it.
Yes. And like I said, I think what's really interesting is they're saying what you're exposed to, which makes sense, like your perceptions, your conditioning. But that, and this, I'll get more into this like toward the end of the show. This goes into why do some people perceive some things as aggressive while other people go, "Oh, I don't think she was aggressive. I think she was being like sarcastic." Because again, it's what you're exposed to and what you're used to. If you're used to laughing, you may view something more as like a joke. Whereas if you're accustomed to being defensive, you're going to view something more as like rude, if that makes sense. So we'll get into that. Before we do, and this one I think infuriates me more, maybe because I had more years to digest the dress.
Right.
This one's a more recent one. And this one is the sneaker. And this is a far more recent viral debate. And this one I don't see at all. Like I said, the other one, I see blue and black, but I can maybe understand where the tint of gold comes from. This one, I, for lack of a better word, become murderous when my sisters tell me what they see. Because to me, I'm just going to share my thoughts first. This is a gray sneaker with teal laces and a teal stripe, like my teal glasses that I own, like the background behind you, Eric. That is a gray sneaker with teal laces, and I will physically fight anybody who says that otherwise.
It is pink.
It's not a pink
It is so incredibly pink that I don't even understand where you're getting teal from.
No, the fabric. So wait, what are you seeing as pink? Is the laces pink or the shoe? I'm so confused.
I see the same colors you see, but
Do you?
yeah.
Okay, right. It's a gray and a teal sneaker, correct?
It's so a gray and a teal, yeah.
Thank you. So I wish we could like guest in my sisters because they both see a pink sneaker with a white stripe and white laces. Like, and I don't want to say which one the actual shoe is. I'll wait because I get angry. But go ahead.
We do have people, Mugger Fugger says, what? It's pink. I do see lots of people, Sunrise Loves, says the shoe is pink. There's a lot of random, people that are going pink. Kat says pink in chat. Yeah, a lot of people do see pink. But now we got a poll, don't we?
Yes. Go ahead.
You polled the people in the Hello Friends community. And you were like, is this pink or is it teal? Teal and gray, pink and white.
So we do have the majority of people on our side that this appears to be a teal and gray sneaker. So 66%. That's a lot of people. However, 25% of you, my sisters included, see pink and white. 6% of you can see it both ways, which I can't. If anything, if I stare at the gray long enough, I'm like, oh, maybe it's like a lavender. But no, I don't see it both ways. And other colors, 1%. I'll give you that. If anything, like I said, maybe like a lavender-ish. I can't.
Please tell me this is one where we have the side-by-side again.
We do have the side-by-side. So the pink, I can maybe see, but the laces are not white. They are obviously teal, like an iridescent teal. That's my argument. But so people do agree with us, but here's the side-by-side of them splitting it, saturating it. For those of you wondering, if you held these shoes in person, they are pink and white. They are.
I mean, then I'm sorry. Then the other shoe is people putting it under a black light or some shit.
Right? No, but you just saw the picture and people in chat looking at that picture saw pink and white.
Yeah, but see, like, I can tell here it's like obviously this is the picture that we're working with, but look at the hand holding the gray and the teal. That is a washed out hand. Now you can see a little.
They're purposely saturating it so our brain can see the pink and white, and the pink and white people can see the gray and teal. So this one's purposely altered.
I get that part, but I don't know. I don't know how to argue this.
And again, the explanation, I won't get into the scientifics of it, but it's completely contextual. It has to do with the lighting, the background, and what you associate with it. So it's whether or not you perceive that shoe as being in shadow or in light or in daylight or in nighttime or inside or outside. So it just has to do with the wavelength that your brain is telling your eyes to perceive it on. So again, which is odd for you because you see the dress and the shoe differently. You're kind of on both ends of the spectrum. I, again, view the sneaker from like a night owl point of view, like, oh, we're in the dark. It's a dark shoe. It's nighttime colors. I've trained my brain not to understand sunlight, so I'm officially a vampire.
I see that Mugger Fugger in the TV Co chat is saying the two photos look nearly identical to me. The second one is just darker.
Wait,
Uh,
and Motherfucker, when you say that, what colors are you seeing? In the side by side, you're saying they're both gray and teal, right? Because didn't Motherfucker say they did not see? Oh, pink and
Pink
white.
and white.
So Motherfucker, even with the side by side, sees pink and white, and that is, I just can't.
Nicole A fan says I see gray and white on the left. A lot of people say I agree with Muggerfugger. I think they just want to say Muggerfugger.
I think a lot of us do just want to say it.
I do. I I agree as well. Yeah. I mean, Abby Love says I see pink, white, and gray teal.
So you're seeing it like so Abby Love, your brain is able to say, oh, I have to know by the lighting, but I can see it both ways, which that actually trips me out even more.
Zuri says the green one looks edited to me now that it's next to the left one.
Mm-hmm.
New Zero says looks the same to me.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it is very, I mean, I don't understand. I'm gonna go with Miss Anna Banana, who says, what is real?
Exactly. What is real? So in the conclusion of these articles that I've researched, and like I said, like I can't even wrap my head around the scientific stuff, but everybody doesn't see exactly the same color, which is what I was saying. When you call something red, your friend might see it as red, but they're not seeing exactly the same wavelength as you.
Right.
So this person has a PhD, so they're very smart. They said, I think what people don't realize is vision is something you learn. It's not something you're given. Plenty of studies have shown that depending on what your exposure is to the world, you can actually see things differently than somebody else. What these illusions make us realize is that we're unique on the inside, just like we are on the outside. Oh, isn't that cool though?
Do you ever watch the glasses where they give the colorblind people and then they can see color for the first time?
Yes.
Oh, those make me cry.
It's kind of like when you read the book The Giver. I remember in middle school reading The Giver, and not to spoil it for anybody that hasn't read it, but I remember in the chapters he explains, like, I see something on her hair, and it's warm, and I can't explain it. And I remember reading that as a middle schooler going, what is he seeing? What's happening? And later on in the book, you find out that he's seeing the color red. And it's so true. Like, how do you describe color? I guess it would be like via temperature, but I don't know. It's very bizarre. You get really mind tripped and like existential to start thinking about it.
It is definitely interesting to think that we are all seeing stuff differently. I don't get it. I don't get how. That's the easiest way I can say it. Like, I literally don't get how we see it different. I understand that you're saying it's based on experiences and it's based on if you're this or that, but I still feel, I don't know. I am dyslexic.
Oh, exactly.
And
So why, when you read a book, are you perceiving it differently than I am?
I mean, just my point is, I understand color. Like, I get that black is the void of color. I understand that blue is blue because it's further away from whatever when light is bending and it makes us see blue. So in that aspect, sure, I understand the way colors work. And I guess in that point, I get it. It's just weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's like my brain can't process it. I know the facts of the information. I know the way things work. But when I try and process it when someone is telling it to me, my brain just goes, all those facts should add up to equaling something that makes sense, but it does not. Reject.
But exactly, which is exactly what we were talking on the podcast yesterday when we said our minds are so small and not capable of realizing this big it gets so existential. And I think it also relates back to, because this is an argument my sister and I always have, that's probably why if I try on a dress and I go, oh my God, I love this, and you go, Nicole, no, like it doesn't match your complexion, it doesn't match your hair, it is such a horrible color, but I'm saying, no, it looks really good. It could very well be we're seeing two different color dresses.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you get dressed in the morning, like when you dye your hair and you go, oh, I look good, and someone's like, oh my God, no, they could be perceiving a very different thing than you are.
From now on, when I don't look good on this show, everyone, it's your guys' fault. You're not seeing the colors that I'm exuding.
Exactly. So it's all perception. It's all what you're thinking. So here's the thing, though. It's not, here I go. It's not just our eyes that mess with us. We also have our ears. And this one, if you think the sneaker makes me frustrated, this one frustrates me even more. Because I don't understand why you'd be listening for a different frequency. And that's all I'll word it as. So another very viral sensation is, of course, the Laurel Yanny audio clip.
Okay.
And for those of you that don't really know the origins of this, I believe it was a student in like a media class a couple of years ago who was looking up how to pronounce one of these words. I won't say which one it is. And she played like little audio thing on Google that plays like how to pronounce it. And she's like, what the hell? It's not even saying the right word. It's saying this word. And her friend was like, no, it's saying that word. And that's how it spiraled and became the whole Laurel versus Yanny debate. So what I'm going to do, and hopefully you can hear it, so you guys let me know if you can, is I'm going to play this sound clip. And I need to know if you hear Laurel or Yanny.
Do you know what I think this then calls for, Nicole?
What do you think?
I think then this calls for a meter.
Oh, a live
think
meter.
A live meter. Let me go ahead and activate. Give me 1 second. We
Okay,
will pull up a
Let me get the
Laurel.
clip ready.
I always want to say a Laurel and Hardy meter, and no cheating. No one is allowed to vote until we at least hear one playthrough of it. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You play it.
It played by accident. Okay.
People are already cheating and putting in their answers. We haven't even heard it yet. I will turn these answers off. There you go. Hold on. I'm going to reset it.
Oh,
And now you're not allowed to vote until I tell you we're ready. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to play it. I'm going to stay very quiet. Just do one of these. If you hear it, it's going to do it like on a loop several times. Again, you're listening for Laurel or Yanny. Get ready and go.
Yanny. 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 Yanny.
Okay.
Is that the Laurel example? Because you're not going to try and tell me that anyone heard. Okay, so I will now. Voting's open. Bullshit.
So, okay, while this meter is going, and I could tell it's an even split, although people were arguing the Yanny. Eric, I know you already voiced it, but what do you hear, my friend?
That's Laurel. That's not even a question.
So, here's the thing. I agree with you 100% that I hear a man going, Laurel.
Yeah.
Laurel, right? Deep. Laurel.
Yeah.
Now, before I get into an explanation, I want you to listen to it again. So for those of you that are like hearing the Yanny, I need you to think of like lower Laurel, like a guy going Laurel. That's what I need you to think of. Think of that. And Eric, for me and you, and hopefully, I hope this works and I freak you out. I need you to listen for a whispering voice going, Yanny, Yanny.
No, that's creepy. That's the fucking devil. Okay.
No, okay.
I'm not listening for no devil in this. No, thank you.
Eric, I need you to listen for a high-pitched whisper, Yanny. Okay?
All right. Go
Can
ahead.
you do that for me?
Okay, I'm going to close my eyes so I can focus.
Go.
Yanny. 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 Yanny.
No.
Do you hear it?
No. There's only Laurel.
So if I focus on it, I don't hear it like here. Like if I hear Laurel, I don't hear Yanny here. I hear Yanny above it as if someone's whispering in the background. So if I really listen for it, I hear Yanny like in the background.
So then do the Yanny people claim to hear Laurel too?
So that's what I want to ask chat. I'm looking at chat. We're seeing a lot of I only hear Laurel.
Well, by the way, I'm locking in this poll as completed and Laurel won. I have locked the results. Laurel's the winner and correct. But okay, go ahead.
And I see a lot of people saying they hear Gary, which is very interesting. A lot of people are hearing Gary. But what I want to ask is, for those of you who hear Laurel, when I played it again, are you able to hear the high-pitched whisper, Yanny? Did anybody else hear that? Oh, wow.
No. Destiny
Ola
says
heard it.
no.
Nicole A-Fan was able to hear it. Nemo was able to hear it once.
Okay.
So that's what I hear. So now, when I researched this, what I thought was very, very interesting was the one finding has to do with what frequency and what wavelength you listen for. Now, if you think about it, you and I, my dear friend, from Long Island, New York, with our coffee and our squirrels and our water, I think it's very interesting that we hear Laurel. And I think that's because we're in tune to that frequency, that deep drawl, water, coffee. And I think that's why we hear Laurel. Whereas I would argue people who don't have as thick of an accent or as deep of like a, I feel like they hear the Yanny.
I mean, here's the thing. I almost wish, maybe we'll have to do this on another show, that we can pull up that like green needle tractor one. Because I find that one makes the point better where you will hear the words you read. Because that one freaks me out way more. And it makes the Laurel Yanny one make sense to me more.
Yes.
But I'm trying to hear Yanny and cannot hear Yanny at all.
The only time I understood it was my dear friend, the music teacher at the preschool, said to me, she's like, Nicole, I need you to imagine a whisper, creepy voice in the background. And then I heard it, and then I couldn't unhear it. So I would argue I hear it both ways. But if someone played me that audio, I would say that's an audio soundbite for Laurel.
Okay, can you do it one more time? I really want to try and grasp the Yanny.
Okay.
So just to be clear, you're saying you hear Yanny at the same time you're hearing Laurel. It's just almost like a whisper at the same time.
Yes. So I don't know how your brain works, but the way my brain works, if you're hearing Laurel, imagine Yanny as like up here and a whisper, especially at the end. When you hear L, like the Laurel, you'll hear.
Okay.
Like it's going up.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Creepy whisper demon voice Yanny.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Ready.
Yanny. 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 Yanny.
Do you hear it?
I got it now. Yeah.
Yanny. It's like above.
Yeah. I got it. You might have to turn your volume up. I was able to really hear it once I turned my volume up. Once I turned the volume up in my headset, I was able to really hear the Yanny better.
But see, I would argue that is a Laurel soundbite, and like there's a demon stuck in it yelling.
Yeah, that's somebody saying Laurel while someone whispers Yanny. So the argument shouldn't have been this whole time. Do you see? This is why. Oh God, I wish there was a way for us to play the other one, but there's not. So I don't know why I keep talking about it. The other one.
What is it you're saying?
What?
What is the actual thing?
You won't be able to do it because you would need the words on the screen. It's like green needle, yellow hornet or something. But the point is both of the audio is equally as loud. So it would be like hearing Laurel and Yanny at the same loudness level.
I mean, I
But
have a clip in front of me. We could just wing it and see if it plays.
Well, then you'd have to hold your phone up to the screen.
Oh, why can't I just say you listen? Oh God, why can't I just tell
Because
you
the way
to
it
listen
works,
listen for Green Needle?
but the way it works is you hear what they're reading.
Oh,
You get
why
what
can't
I'm
I just tell
saying?
you? Why can't I just tell you brainstorm?
Because that defeats the purpose. But hold on. I think I actually
I
know a
never did this
way.
one. I want to experience it.
Okay, then give me a minute. I'm going to figure out a way that we can do it. Give me 1 minute. I think I know a way we can do this on my end. So tell me.
While you're doing that, I just want to give a little tangent for those listening.
Okay.
Yesterday, prior to recording the podcast, speaking of creepy whisper Yanni voice,
Wait. Can you just tell me what the 2 words were again?
it is a Green Needle brainstorm.
Okay.
The
Green
secret
Needle brainstorm. Go ahead.
And before Eric even called me, I didn't even have my microphone plugged in, but I had my headphones in, and I heard Eric's voice whisper.
I don't like this story.
I need to tell it though. I need the people to know. I heard Eric's voice whisper, "Are you ready?" And I went, "What?" And I looked at my screen. I was like, "Eric," and he wasn't there. Didn't call me. My microphone wasn't even plugged in. I was creeped out. I didn't say a word to him. Right, Eric? I didn't say anything to you about it.
Nope.
After the podcast recording, we are done. We are packing up our suitcase and going home. We're cleaning up. I am sitting here quietly finishing whatever, I think I had coffee, whatever it is I had in my nice little mug.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was taking my headphones out. Eric has his headphones in and he goes to me, "What'd you just say?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Why did you just whisper something at me?" And I was like, "I didn't whisper anything." And Eric's like, "You just whispered, mic check." I'm like, "I did not whisper mic check." And you thought I was messing with you. So yesterday before the podcast, I heard an Eric voice whisper. And after the podcast, Eric heard my voice whisper. So there's a demon in our microphones that are messing with us and making us think we hear each other, which I shouldn't have said because it's really dark outside and I'm alone in my bedroom. And this is really scary. I don't know why I shared that, but now everybody can be equally freaked out. Yay.
But you want to know what I'm going to share, Nicole?
What's that?
I'm going to share Green Needle and Brainstorm.
Ooh. I like
I'm
that.
ready.
Okay. So wait, do you only have to put one on at a time?
No, it's I believe the way it works is you guys need to be looking at the word.
Okay.
And the word that you are reading is what you will hear the audio saying.
Okay. I'm scared.
All right,
Hopefully I
let's see
play
if
the
it
right
works.
audio. I'm just gonna experiment. So if this ends up being some kind of like porn audio, we'll just exit quickly and we'll pretend nobody heard it. Okay.
Okay, go porn audio.
Okay, we're all in this together, guys.
You have to read the word and you'll hear it. And it doesn't matter how you change up the order.
No. No.
What do you mean no?
No.
What are you saying no about?
I only hear Green Needle, and that is a creepy ass demon voice. You told me we were not hearing any more creepy ass demon voices.
I don't believe for a second you're reading Green Needle and don't hear Green Needle.
I'm reading Green Needle and I hear Green Needle. When I'm reading Brainstorm, I still hear Green Needle. I'm telling you. And wait, hold on. When you hear it, what is the voice?
Demon voice, and whatever word I read, and it doesn't matter what order I read it in, like I try and trick the audio. Like I can do Brainstorm 3 times, Green Needle once, back to Brainstorm, back to Green Needle, Brainstorm 10 times, Green Needle 3 times. It always is the word I'm reading.
I only hear Green Needle. Like, hold on, I need to do it again. Can I do it again?
Yes.
I'm freaked out. Now I'm upset that I can't hear Brainstorm. That's bothering me.
I don't know how you don't.
Now I hear Brain Needle.
Brainstorm. Brainstorm. The thing that freaks me out is I don't get how it's different. I don't like it.
I hear Brain Needle now, and I don't hear green anymore.
I don't.
It's not an option.
I don't like it because I don't understand how that does it, and that creeps me out.
I'm more concerned that the demon voice is a demon voice, and I'm more concerned that I hear a hybrid of the two voices, and now I can't hear Green Needle. That one's very unnerving. Why does it have to be that frequency? Why can't it just be Green Needle? Why does it need to be Green Needle? Like, what the hell?
Well, looking at chat, I do see that I am honestly floored that people in chat are saying the same exact thing as well. I see Nick says me too. I wonder if it's a dyslexia thing. I have that too. Hey, we have that together. Sunrise Loves in chat says I can't hear Brainstorm. So she's not hearing that at all. ZZ says I only hear my needle, so I'm broken again. Melissa says I agree with Nicole. Christina, when I used to play the clip, I hear both. I heard both, but I only hear one now. Interesting.
Well, I know that's the thing too. They also say a lot of your perception of sounds has to do with your age. I mean, not that you listened to it like decades ago, but higher frequencies, obviously, like older people don't hear. So, like, I'm sure my parents, like with the whole Yanny Laurel, would probably hear Laurel. But then again, why do I hear Laurel? But I guess that's go with the whole region thing. I'm just really disturbed by the frequency of that voice, especially after telling my whisper story, because that's exactly what you sounded like yesterday when I started the show.
I see that BB Bonbon says I still hear Gary.
I don't hear Gary at all. I like that idea. This is a third option.
Muggerfugger says I can switch. This is a cool one. It is. This one blew my mind. This one I did not like. Lefty says I don't hear Green Needle at all. Okay.
Wow. That one really disturbed me, I'm not gonna lie. I almost wonder, like, if it has to do, like you said before, what device you're listening on, if you have headphones or if you're just listening to it. And no offense, I've been having a lot of issues with my ear lately. I've been very congested. If I wasn't congested, would I hear it differently? Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm disturbed. Okay. Now that you completely freaked me out with that one, I know that, the holidays are coming.
Oh,
And
no.
And people like to have outings. And you and I went on an outing that led to different perceptions.
I don't know why you want to end a perfectly good show with this conversation.
Because I think it's a good segue for me and you. I think this is a very healthy segue. So
okay.
I think going with the theme of different perceptions, different readings, different, associations, you and I have a very different story when it comes to...
I don't know how you think this is a thing to tell when technically there's 8 minutes left.
Because I think this is a good teaser. I think if we discuss just that first part now, then maybe on Monday we could hash out the whole freaking thing.
Or I was going to say we could get into it more on the after show. Okay, sure. I mean, would you like me to tell my version of what actually happened?
I would like to give my version of what actually happened.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, so Eric and I with a few other amazing individuals, went out to eat.
Mhm.
And, you know, in arriving at the place, there was 5 of us, and 5 adults is a lot of is a larger group. And, you know, Eric is 6'20", so he's a very large man. So we are seated at this place, and we are seated in a booth. So 2 people on each side, and they give us a chair so that one of us can sit on the end. Me being the gracious hostess that I am, I sat in the chair on the end. So now there is 5 of us in this little booth. My poor friend Eric is squished, his legs, his back. Oh no, he can't fit. So he's upset. He's visibly upset. He is verbally upset. He is telling me, why can't they give us a bigger table? Why can't we sit over there? Why can't you just ask to see? And me being the gracious host that I am, I don't want my guests to be uncomfortable. I don't want my bestie boos to be uncomfortable. So when the waiter walked over, Nicole said, and I quote, I said, is there any way we can get a bigger table? And the waiter proceeded to look, and he got very flustered. He was a younger man. And he was like, well, no, there's other parties coming in. That table's reserved. This is all I have. And I went, okay, but thank you. And that was it. To which, don't give me that look. Eric is claiming that I stood up. I ripped the napkin away from my chest, and I yelled at this guy.
No, you nailed it.
And I yelled at this guy to get us a better table. And that is not what happened. I very nicely said, is there any way we can get a bigger table?
You're correct. When the waiter came over and said, hi, how is everyone doing tonight? You turned to him without greeting him and demanded a different table.
That I wasn't demanding. That's you perceiving that I was demanding.
I would have said, we're having a great evening, but we're a little bit cramped in here. Is there any way we could have another table? Now, the part that you left out is, yes, he got very flustered, probably because he's not used to people not greeting him with a hello back and just saying, can we get another table? But
I don't think that was it. I think he was a young worker, a young male. And when you have somebody, hey, I have a question. It's like, oh God.
He then said, I'll go look. Like, let me go see, let me go talk to someone, to which you then went, yeah, okay. Not like, thank you, or we'd appreciate. You're just like, yeah, good.
Yeah, I said, okay.
Thank you might have been the reply there. We'd appreciate it.
But why would I say thank you? I said, can you please look? So he was looking.
You didn't say please. There was no pleases, thank yous. I'd appreciate
I said,
it.
is there any way?
Yeah.
Listen, to me, there's a very big difference if I would have said, we need a better table.
You ever been a waiter?
Have I ever been a waitress? I have not.
You ever been in the customer service industry?
I have not, but what I will...
It's clear.
What I will say is I tend to be a very, very passive person who will sit in my cramped booth and not do anything. But because I sensed that you were uncomfortable, and that made me very uncomfortable because I want my guests to have a really, really nice time, that gave me the chutzpah to not be passive Nicole. And my chutzpah was like, okay, Nicole, you have to be assertive. And that was me being assertive. And maybe because you don't often see me like that, the assertiveness was perceived as aggressive. But I know my intention wasn't aggressive.
But we can't control your intention. We can only perceive what you have put out.
So can I also say the 3 other people at that table said I was perfectly fine.
Okay, I would say...
So it's 4-1.
And I would say, we don't want to say who those 3 people are, so obviously they would say that.
No.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
You're on the McDonald's drive-through line.
Mhm.
Okay, place your order. Go. Hi, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you today?
I would say, "Hi, could I get a cheeseburger and fries and a soda?"
I feel like you'd say hi because I've been with you in that situation, and you would just say, "Can I get a cheeseburger?" You would say, "Can I get a cheeseburger?"
Why is that bad to say, "Could I get a?" Isn't that like a prompt?
I'd like a cheeseburger, please.
I say, "Could I get a?" They answer, and I go, "Okay, thank you." And then I drive up, and then in the window when they hand it to me, I go, "Thank you so much. Have a great day."
All I'm saying is that you can be assertive. You just have to tack on a please, thank you, or I appreciate it at the beginning or the end, and then it's all good.
Which I did at the end with the waiter after he said, "Oh, we don't have that table." I went, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah.
It just I find it very, very interesting that that was perceived that way. Like that's something that I need to then be more aware of because I didn't see it as aggressive at all. I saw it as like, oh my God, I am so anxious right now when I go out with my family. Dad is the one who says, "Hey, can we get a bigger table?" You know, whatever. I'm not used to that. So here I am out with a group of people. I'm in charge. Passive Nicole is now panicking. So now, okay, be assertive, and I'm sure maybe assertive.
I wish we
I'm
could
not used
do
to
a
it.
multi-faceted poll for this. Like,
Maybe
I
it was
want.
pressed. But I don't think I was aggressive. Like I always say, if I'm being bichache, you will know I'm being bichache. Because I like, to me, aggressive is, "Excuse me, are you kidding me with this freaking table? This is ridiculous. None of us fit." To me, that's aggressive. Me saying, "Could we get a bigger table?" I don't think that's bad. And
But
I
you
really don't.
didn't say it like that. And I feel like you're remembering it wrong because I do really feel like there was also a thrown in there. We all can't fit here.
No, no way.
I
You are
really
so
do.
no. I would never say that.
I mean, look, it's too far away from it for us to really know. Here's the bottom line.
Eric, you know my nature. I would never say to somebody, "We all can't fit here."
Yeah,
That's
we all
horrible.
can fit here. But here's the thing, right? You and I have been in many a situation together in the past 2 years, correct?
Oh, we have.
Have I ever said to you in 2 years, Nicole, you came off really rude? In 2 years, have I ever said to you in a situation we've been in, Nicole, you came off really rude? No, you know I haven't. So maybe, just maybe, you came off really rude.
And again, I love this. We had to wrap this up because this is gonna. My whole thing is, again, in a situation with, and maybe it's because they know me, but in a situation with 3 other people who were like, "No." You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think that's what's interesting as well
Can't
because
keep
maybe.
defaulting to other people on this one.
What did you say?
I said we can't keep defaulting to other
No, I'm
people.
defaulting to you.
I
What I'm
wouldn't even,
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying
saying
is,
I have to be right. I'm just saying if it's me and you having a conversation about how we took it, I don't know that we should default to other people. Look, there are people in chat right now. Chris Bella, for example, says, I think you're reading too much into this, Eric. Chris Bella, you weren't even there. She literally stabbed the waiter. She
don't you
picked the
dare.
knife up when he came back and said no. She stabbed him in the leg and said, take that back to your manager, asshole. Get me a fucking table. Okay? But we don't put that part in the story. Okay? So you don't know how it was.
What I will say is the point of this story and beginning the story, because we need to hash this out. The point of this story was to say different perceptions. You know what I'm trying to say? So, with all due respect, if you were perhaps having not the best day where, let's say you were frustrated with me, you're going to go, there she goes, being aggressive. Whereas, let's say somebody else at the table is like, oh, I had such a good morning with Nicole. She's so funny. She's so pleasant. They're going to see it as like, that's Nicole. You know what I mean? Like, I think even like the waiter, if he's having a grand old day, he just got tipped $200. He
This
might
is
be
a great point.
sure, let me look at a table. Whereas maybe if he was having a bad day, he'd be like, bitch. So I think a lot of it is to perceptions. And again, nobody knows your intentions. And if that man is listening, I do apologize if I did come across aggressive, but it wasn't my intention to be like, give me a better table, bitch. I didn't care. I was content. I felt bad because you weren't content at the table.
Right, but I would have had no problem. And by the way, if you noticed, when you said it to the waiter, I instantly jumped in and said, of course we mean please, because I don't fit here, if there's anything else available, which, by the way, you got mad about.
Because you didn't say it like that at all. Literally, when I spoke to the waiter, you went, oh my, she means please. Oh my God. And then he walked away and you're like, oh my God, your attitude.
Yeah.
So you were the one that heightened the
Okay.
situation and made him think that I was aggressive. Because
I'm
you,
going
my
to
fellow
again.
table mate, was like, oh my God, here she goes.
And here's the thing, and this is my only defense to people who are going to take your side. Again, in the last 2 years of us being places, eating places, and doing things, have I ever said, oh, that was rude? No.
But I will say as well, there's been plenty of things you have done that I just don't vocalize.
Irrelevant, Your Honor.
No,
And
what I'm saying is, like, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
okay. What? Okay. I thought we were talking about this specific topic that you brought up. And I in no way wanted brought up.
I want to call them and get the like security footage pulled from that day. And I want to show it because I honestly think it is perceptions. I honestly think from your point of view and everything that was going on, you were like, damn, Nicole. Because honest to God, from my point of view, I was just asking the guy for a table so that my guests could be more comfortable. Like, I wasn't like, oh,
But
let
you
me give this guy
admit
a
that
piece
there
of my
was
mind.
no please or thank you in the original request.
I admit that because I think a lot of it has to do with tone.
As a person who was a waiter and worked in that industry, to anyone, and I'm not saying you, I'm just
let me
saying
just
in
finish
general.
my statement. Let me finish my statement.
Uh-huh.
I think because of tone, I think there's a very big difference between, we need a better table, and could we get a bigger table? I think there's a very big difference between the tone of that.
I love how you think you said it like that. Love how you think so. Look, here's my thing. I would love to make this a poll. And but I don't want it to be a poll, because the only way I would want it to be a poll is if when the people answered, is if when the people answered, they have to answer, and I was a waiter or I worked in the service industry. Like, I want to know people's answers based on what position they've been in. I think it's relevant. I would also say, I'm leery to make this comment.
Okay.
I'm not going to make the comment. I'm just going to say we're people around here and we're very much into kindness and care. And I think we can all be more caring and kind.
Likewise, and I will say, if that guy is listening, I did not mean it aggressively. I don't think he thinks I meant it aggressively. And I hope he's a tremendous fella, and I hope he's having a great day. And if it did come across that way, I apologize because it wasn't intended that way. But I know my truth, so I'm not like worried about it because I know it wasn't a big deal. But what I would argue too, you're arguing if you're in like the service industry, maybe it has to do in that sense too. I'm somebody who worked at a school where when you bring the child out to the parent and the parent has a question, best believe that parent's not Hey, did Sally eat her lunch today? Oh, thank you.
Okay, but we
That's not
can't
what it's gonna get.
irrelevant these questions away. Irrelevant, Your
Folks,
Honor.
which goes back to my argument that it's all perceptions and conditioning. Just like if you
Perfect.
see the dress or the shoe a certain way because you're a night owl, maybe you perceive something as not aggressive because you're used to it, whereas you might view something as aggressive because you're not used to it.
Right. I'm going to perceive the only way we're going to get the answer to this is if I go to that restaurant and we just ask the waiter how he felt.
Okay,
So
I like that
maybe
idea.
that will be a very special podcast on Monday. But I think that you and I can both agree, Nicole, that it is a Friday.
It is a
And
Friday.
before we wrap this show up and head on over to the after show,
Yes.
I think we can argue it more there. I think we need to end with a shout out. Fine.
Yes, we
Final
do.
thoughts, Nicole?
Final thought is Chris Bella. She also had rude experience with people who did say please and thank you, but were a-holes. Because again, tone. You could say, can we have a better table, please? Thank you. Like you could say polite words,
Correct.
but if your
I
tone is
agree.
off, your tone is off. And I believe my tone was not off. And that's my final statement.
Okay. And on mine is 2 years, never said I thought you were rude to someone publicly.
You have.
Mhm. On this show as a joke.
I'm sure you have.
I have not. Go ahead. I'm going to let you do the shout outs.
So
you can do the first shout out and I will do the second shout out. Because as you guys know, in the Hello Friends community,
yes.
we have shout outs to you guys do shout out. We don't have the shout out. We ask you to do the shout outs.
Okay.
Would you like me to do both, Nicole?
If you're able to, yes, please.
Okay.
You know why? Because I may not deliver them correctly, and I want them to be delivered with such finesse and grace.
Okay, so first up is Mama Boosh.
Mama Boosh.
And Mama Boosh says, I'd like to shout out my husband, who made my birthday special. Mama Boosh husband! He took the time to pick out the perfect card for my son, who's 21 months, and had him sign it. It's the first time I cried reading a card on my birthday.
That is lovely. Shout out to Papa Booch. Get it?
Yeah.
Because that's Mama Booch. Her husband would be Papa Booch. That's lovely. Happy birthday to you as well, Mama Booch. And I love that. I love the 21-month-old signing the card. I love that.
I love it too. Can he get another card? Next one is from Chickadee D. I don't know. You decide if that was aggressive or not. Chickadee D says, I'd really like to give a shout out to Sephi Triaxis for doing so much with the YR fam and the HFC by hosting all of her game nights as well as spontaneous game nights too. She rocks and we truly appreciate her.
Oh, we do appreciate Sephi. I love that. She's amazing.
She is amazing, and I think that's a great shout out because we have a poll up right now as well in the Hello Friends community where we're asking you guys to weigh in on what you want our Sunday surprise to be for next Sunday. I know originally we said it was this Sunday. We messed up and forgot about that Super Bowl. So
people.
So it's going to be the following Sunday. One of the options is a game night. So you go there, you weigh in. We are letting you guys control what the surprise is for Sunday. As you guys know, it is the one day, well, technically tomorrow, Saturday, is a day where sometimes there might not be a show. Although there always is. Whether it's a hangout or a game night or whatever, there's never not a show.
And that next week is Valentine's Day. So it'll be like
it will
celebratory.
It will be. So bottom line is, I don't know what the poll is that we will create about this argument, but there will be one up this weekend in the Hello Friends community in the free TV Co app. You can also weigh in on our other topics and other parts of the shows as well. You can tune in on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern when Nicole and I We'll maybe continue this conversation, but hopefully not if I have anything to say about it.
I will end on the statement of I think a lot of the times social anxieties and awkwardness come out in the wrong tone and are perceived in the wrong tone.
You literally are sitting in a position where you are perched like you want to punch me. You
Yep.
are like ready for attack. So imagine how that poor waiter felt. Anyway, if you don't want Nicole to come to your workplace and attack you, make sure you share these shows because sharing is caring. Of course, follow on all your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, of course, on the free Hello Friends community in the free TV Go app, and visit hellofriendspod.com, the Find Us Live page, if you would like to find all of our socials and where to find all of our content, our schedules, etc.
I love that. And let me just say, could we get a follow? Could we get a share? Could we get a visit?
I love you. That's how I want to end this show. Before we go head over to the after show, which, spoiler alert, everyone,
Could we get an after show?
we're going to do an after show. And I may have made a poll about what I think you should do for Valentine's Day. And I thought we'd let everyone vote live. So it's going to be a super fun poll. Make sure you guys come over to the after show. It is in the TV Co app. It's happening right now in 1 minute. So if this is where you face YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube people are getting off, we'll see you guys on the next show. Everyone in the TV Co community, you guys sit tight. We will be right back in 1 minute after this quick commercial.
Love you
break.
guys.
Love you
Bye.
guys. We'll be right back. Yeah.
And they're both fighting for our bae's attention. They want the date so bad.
What? You gotta go with your own heart.
I don't like this person. I don't like anything that they're doing right now.
How would you rate Dom's physical appearance?
Anything can happen.
And make sure you tune in, subscribe. Go do it. I'm watching you.